So now Amazon is one of, if not the largest company in America, or at least one of the most well-known companies. And just last year, they actually did very, very well for themselves. They're a very profitable company. In fact, they reported about $5.6 billion in U.S. profits. Well done, Amazon, I guess. But as you're going to see, they're not exactly paying back what they get from being in this wonderful country of ours. Now, according to Amazon's latest filing, it's also shown in these filings that the company is making these vast amounts of money by basically cheating the American taxpayer. Wonderful. So how were they able to do that? Well, according to the financial documents, the company paid $0 in federal taxes in 2017. They had a 0% rate. Wow. Now, the financial statement suggests that the various tax credits and tax breaks for executive stock options are responsible for zeroing out the company's taxes this year. Now, remember, this is under the old President Obama tax rates. Amazon was still able to have a 0% rate. Now, of course, they've been doing so by rolling over, deferring their taxes over the last few years. And, well, there's another bonus that they get along with doing that. But look, $5.6 billion, they paid 0% of taxes on that. I just did my taxes, right? Now, you think I'm getting a 0% rate? Absolutely not. I'm not making $5 billion in profit. I actually make less than the median wage in this country. I do not make a lot doing this. I'm not complaining or anything like that. I love my job. But at the same time, I'm not getting a 0% rate. I pay more than Amazon. I pay more in taxes this year than Amazon. You got to be kidding me. I guess, look, I'm not a multinational corporation. So, and I haven't bought any congressmen. So I guess that's maybe why I'm paying more taxes. But look, this isn't the first year that Amazon has had stupidly low rates. During the previous 5 years, Amazon reported U.S. profits of $8.2 billion and paid an effective federal income tax rate of just 11.4%. Again, I paid more in taxes than Amazon. You paid more in taxes than Amazon. Anybody making over $20,000 a year pays a higher tax rate than a multi-billion-dollar company. If that's not enough, it gets worse. As I mentioned, the postponing tax liability, right? Now, Amazon, thanks to the Trump tax cuts, is now going to receive a total refund of $789 million. How? Well, apparently in the Trump tax bill, there is a grandfather clause for companies that have managed to defer or postpone tax liability from prior years. So instead of paying these deferred rates at previous or deferred taxes at the previous 35% rate, like they're supposed to, Amazon, on all that money that they didn't pay, now gets to pay 21% of those deferred taxes. So, Jesus, man. Now, for all the screams from the Trump administration of, oh, the Washington Post, fake news, terrible, Jeff Bezos is a horrible person, that you hear from Trump, he just made, his tax bill just made Bezos that much richer. That's the scam, man. Look, these companies, like Amazon, like other big corporations, they buy off our politicians. They buy off a lot of Republicans, and yes, they buy off corporate Democrats. And, oh, look, on the corporate Democrat, that actually gets a little bit more complicated because Democrats are paid to lose. So these companies, they'll find the weakest, most spineless Democrat, and they'll shovel millions of dollars into their races and make sure that they win. And so these Democrats, spineless as they are, won't fight against this. Or they'll put up a token resistance against this kind of thing. But in the end, the Republicans always get their way because the Democrats don't know how to fight. because they are weak, they are bought, they are paid to lose. Okay. And so, look, as a result, these companies end up not having to pay taxes on their $5.5 billion profit, and in some cases, they even get money back. Now, let me ask you, you seeing a benefit from the tax cuts? Look, if you are, okay, good. But it's likely because you're a higher earner. You're actually doing pretty well for yourself, which is why a lot of Republicans self-report that, oh, I am seeing a benefit from the tax cuts because, oh, look at me. I'm making over $200,000 a year. Again, hey, great. You're doing pretty good for yourself. But the rest of us, we ain't seeing a goddamn thing. We're actually seeing a lot of cuts in services that we end up depending on. I mean, you look at the Trump budget, it's full of cuts that impact people making under $30,000, under $50,000 a year. So everybody else, yes, you're not going to see much of a difference from these cuts. 83% of the benefits went to the rich, not to the poor, not to the middle class, but to giant multinational corporations and extremely wealthy donors. Places like Amazon, who paid no taxes, right? And look, here's the truth of it. Here's the scam, right? When they don't pay their taxes, we make up the difference. We pay for it. You think the country really wants to cut spending? I mean, yes, they'll cut spending on welfare programs, so-called entitlement programs. But when it comes to the stuff that they really spend a lot of their money on, defense contractors, corporate subsidies, they're not going to stop that gravy train. No, they're going to actually tax you more to make up for it, or they're going to run enormous deficits. That's what they're going to do. We make up for it. That comes out of our pocket. So, look, if you're a taxpayer, you should be pissed. I think we're all pissed. Seeing these giant billion-dollar companies get away with, again, paying nothing and then getting rewarded by other rich people. That's the scam. That's the cheat. It ain't just Amazon. It's a lot of these other multinational corporations that do not pay their fair share and leave us to pick up the rest of the burden. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.